having here? Do we have everyone? Can we start?
Oh, there's 12 people.
I think we have everyone, right? All right, you know, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. Did we finish lesson 6? I don't think so.
I finished lesson 6 and
I don't think we finished lesson 6. Lesson 6, we have one more example. Remember, we have one more. Example 9, we didn't even touch it and we ran out of time, right? So did you guys see what I just shared? That you need to have lesson 6, homework 6, and unit test 3. So before we actually start, homework 6? Yeah, we have homework 6 and we also did a unit test 3 last week. So I need you guys to take a look at what you have on your desk. If you don't have these things, go ahead and grab all of them. And we're going to start with lesson 6.
I have unit test.
Yeah. Did you guys do your homework? Did you guys do your unit test 3?
I did my unit test and my homework.
Very good. So you know what? Why don't we get started? We actually have quite a few things today. And I want to make sure that we don't run into the situation last time, right? We basically ran out of time because we spent too much time drawing, I guess.
And writing on this question.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to, instead of draw you guys a picture here, I'm going to try to just use letters to represent apples and bananas and strawberries. And I actually look at your homework. There was one question there, and it just has all of these like pears and pineapples and plums, and it's all starting with P. So in that case, I have to write the whole name of the fruits. But here, I can only just go for the first letter. So for example, this example says 2 apples have the same mass as 6 strawberries. 2 pears have the same mass as 3 apples. How many strawberries have the same mass as 4 pears? Instead of drawing all of the pictures, as I did last time, I'm just gonna say, what? 2 apples. Can I do this? Yeah, that's so much easier. 2 apples have the same mass as 6 strawberries, right? And 2 pears have the same mass as 3 apples. Is that okay, guys? Instead of remember what we did last time? We were doing like, this is my apple and this is my pear. Gosh, these 2 are easy. Look at strawberry. It's going to take a long time to draw a strawberry. So, and then you have to do that. All of those seeds, right? And then you have to do a little. So instead of doing this, I'm just going to resort to the initials. Can we do this? Guys, are you okay with just using the letters?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good. Now I have given you guys the equation. Let me ask just one of you as the volunteer to take us from here. What do we do now? Ethan Roberts, Ying Yi, can you turn on your camera? Thank you guys so much. Okay, let's see. Kevin, did you raise your hand? Okay, Kevin, go ahead. What do we do here?
Okay, so 2, so when you, so this is the first find what 1 pear equals. 1 pear equals 6 strawberries. So 6 divided by 2 strawberries equals
Kevin,
3.
2 apples. 2 apples equals 6 strawberries, right?
2 apples.
2 apples is 6 strawberries.
Each apple equals 3 strawberries.
Okay, so 1 apple is 3 strawberries. Then where do we go from here?
So when you know 1 apple equals 3 strawberries, then you can find out what 2 pears equal.
Okay, but the question was asking about 4 pears, right? So we're saying 4 pears. How many strawberries can give us the
this is what basically I do. So find how much pears equals apples, and then we can use
Okay.
how much apples equals a few strawberries, and then just
Okay. So,
multiply
okay,
that.
Kevin.
So
So from the first equation, let's do this. From the first equation, we get equation 3, which is 1 apple equals the mass of 3 strawberries, and everybody is okay with that, right? And then from the second equation, 2 pears would have the same weight as 3 apples. But we have 4 pears here, which is what? 4 pears is how many
three,
apples?
three
Is 3 apples? Kevin, think again. 2 pears is 3 apples. Now we have 4 pears.
equals 6 apples.
Very good. So this is basically 2 pairs, okay? Multiply by 2. This is twice the mass of 2 pairs. And we know 2 pairs is 3 apples. Then we're going to do 2 times 3 apples. That's going to give us 6 apples here, okay? So 4 pairs has the same mass as 6 apples.
So
And then what do we go from here?
and then to find we can use the amount of pears equals apples to find how much strawberries it equals.
Yeah.
So we can do 3 times 6 to find the answer, which equals 18.
Then let's bring in equations 3, because we know one apple equals 3 strawberries from equations 3. Now 4 pears, let's just write the whole thing out. 4 pears is 6 apples, and each apple is 3 strawberries. 6 apples would be equal to how many? 18 strawberries. Yeah. So you know what? This is for you guys that are still struggling a little bit with the concept here. I would recommend you to draw them out. So like what we did last class, we spent a lot of time drawing the pictures, remember guys? And that would help you to transition into these letters. But eventually I want you guys to just use letters, okay, to represent the equation and derive the answer here. Okay, so should we do more practice with homework? This is so interesting. Yeah, this is so much fun. Okay, let's see. Homework. Who wants to take Monday's problem?
I just really want to do it, but it's kind of hard to me. But
who wants to do Monday's problem? So
I want to do Friday's problem.
Okay, let's see. We have 4 people raising hand. How do I choose? Let me find the quiet ones. Shuhan, why don't you start with Monday's problem? Can you read the problem first?
Find the values of triangle and circle.
Okay, and what does the 2 equations say?
Circle equals triangle plus triangle plus triangle, and triangle plus circle equals 28.
Okay, we have 2 equations, and I have numbered them 1 and 2. Okay, Suhan, what did you learn from these 2 equations? What kind of relations did the 2 equations tell you about these 2 shapes?
Like the circle equals 3 triangle.
So 1 circle equals 3 triangles, or the sum of the 3 triangles. Okay, so how do you use this equation?
I changed the bottom circle to 3 triangles.
Very good. So bring equation 1 into equation 2. Okay, so that's basically the thinking here. We're gonna make sure we use all of the information the question has been providing us. Okay, so bring that into here. And then equation 2 becomes?
Triangle plus triangle plus triangle.
Beautiful. Right, so I'm using these pair of parentheses just to represent this whole thing here was just 1 circle. Okay, so how many triangles do we have here, Suhan? Oh, in total for this one?
4.
4? Very good. So we have 4 triangles equals 28. Where do we go from here?
4 times what equals 28?
So, Shuhan, 4 times something equals 28. So this something, which is this triangle, what is the equation that you use to figure out the triangle?
4 times 7 equals 28.
Okay, so you can do 4 times 7 equals 28. But here, basically, we're doing 28 divided by 4. Okay, this is a division. This is your multiplication. And you have to convert that into a division to get to 7. So now you know a triangle worth 7, right? The value of the triangle is 7. Then how do you figure out the circle?
7 plus 7 plus 7.
Very good. So the circle basically is 7 plus 7 plus 7. Or, Suhan, what's alternative of 7 plus 7 plus 7?
3 times 7.
Very good. 3 times 7, that's 21. Okay. And now, you figured out the triangle is 7, the circle is 21. First of all, does everybody have 21 and 7 as their answer?
I got it.
Yeah, very good. Everyone is nodding.
21.
But then, okay, here is the question. How do we check? How do we check our answer?
I can check.
How do we check? Okay, so
I can check.
guys, you use the equation 1 to figure out your circle, right? You use the equation 1. We can use equation 2 to check. We'll use equation 2 to check. We'll see if the circle and the triangle, if their sum would be 28. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we got it right. 7
And the
and
next
21.
Yeah, and the next check is it can be 21 divided by 7 if
You can do a lot of checking. So that's what I always suggest you guys to do. In the contest, sometimes you actually have more time than you need. And I just see a lot of students, they just submit the answer and then they leave. And you know what? They actually made quite a few mistakes. So if you have any more time, always go back and check your answer one way or another. You have to check them. Now, Tuesday's problem. Did you guys do it? Tuesdays.
yes,
Yeah, this is one of the
didn't.
fruit problems that I don't like because last time I spent so much time drawing these
What
cantaloupes.
about you don't have to draw? You just draw their starting letter. Their starting letter.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do this class. So, Ethan Roberts, do you want to talk about it?
Okay, I'll go.
Can you read the question?
Okay, a watermelon weighs as much as 10 peaches. 2 peaches weigh the same as 5 apples. 2 apples weigh 10 grams.
That's not 10. That's 100, Ethan. That's 100 grams.
100 grams. What is the mass of the watermelon?
Okay. All right. So let me write these equations down. 1 watermelon, 1 W is 10 peaches. Okay. That's my first equation. Now 2 peaches is 5 apples. That's my second equation. Now hold on. 5 apples. Now 2 apples is 100 grams. Finally, we see some number, right? So 2 apples is 100 grams. Okay, Ethan Roberts, did you do this homework? Ethan Roberts, did you do this homework problem?
Yes.
You did? Okay, so where did you, what is your starting point looking at these 3 equations?
Okay, first write it that watermelon equals 10.
Yeah,
10
Ethan,
peaches.
Ethan, yeah, I did that for you. 1 watermelon, 10 peaches. 2 peaches is 5 apples, and 2 apples equals 100 grams. I did all of that, but I'm asking you from looking at these 3 equations, where do you go from here?
I start at from
Anyone else?
do you know how much do
And
One peach weigh. I do know
yeah.
how much does one peach weigh.
Okay. So should we figure out apple first or peach first?
Peach.
We figure out peach first. Anyone has a better way of explaining this question? Darren,
I
go ahead.
forgot how I
Darren?
explained it.
So a watermelon weighs as much as 10 peaches. 2 peaches weigh the same as 5 apples. 2 apples weigh 100 grams.
Uh-huh.
That is the mass of the watermelon. So 10 peaches, 2 peaches. 10 divided by 2 peaches equals 5 peaches. So
Mm-hmm.
5 2 peaches. 5 groups of 2 peaches and 1 watermelon. So they when the 2
Okay,
peaches.
Darren, look at this equations 3. 2 apples is 100 gram. Can we just figure out what 1 apple is? 2 apples, 100 gram. And all of these fruits, like I said last class, you can assume if they're the same type of fruit, they have the same weight. If 2 apples, right, and you put them on the balance, right? This is your balance. And this thing is 100 gram. How much does each of these apples weigh?
50.
100, very good. 100 divided by 2, 50 grams. Okay, so now we know each of these 2 apples is 50 grams. What can we do now? What can we do now? Then we can say the 2 peaches here, which is 5 apples, that would be 5 times 50 gram, 250 gram. Okay, Darren, does that make sense? Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Then let's move on to the most difficult equation, which is 1 watermelon is what? Is 10 peaches, right? Right? And then Darren just said this is 5 groups of 2 peaches. Okay, so that's basically 5 times 250 grams, because we know two peaches would weigh 250 grams. So 5 groups of 250 grams, that would give us 5. Okay, this is 25. 5 times 2, that's 10, plus that little 2. So you would have 1,250 gram. Okay, so this is one way. Or what you can do, this is, let me just write it here. This is my method 1 of figuring out the watermelon. But you can also do this. Okay, so we did 2 apples is 100 gram and 1 apple is 50 gram. And then from here, we said 2 peaches is 5 apples, then that would be 250 gram. So let me write it here. 2 peaches would be 250 gram. So I can also say 1 peach then is 250 divided by 2. That would give me what? 250 divided by 2. There's 1. There's 2 2s in 5. There's 5 2s in 10. So that's 125 grams. That's for 1 peach. Now, 1 watermelon is 10 peaches. Now it has become really easy. 10 times 125. That's 1250 gram. So either way, you should have this number, okay? Very good. You either figure out what 2 peaches weigh, and then you use 5 groups of 2 peaches, or you figure out what each peach would weigh, and then you just, times 10. So either way, you should have 1250. That's your answer. Moving on to Wednesday. Do we have a volunteer for Wednesday's problem? It's another of these fruit problems. And this is the one that I said I have to write the whole name because everything starts with P. Do we have any girls volunteer for this question?
But what the letter it ends with.
Yeah, that's a good, I'm just going to write the whole thing out, just not to confuse people. Yunyi, Serena, and Flora. Serena, go ahead. Can you read the question?
A pineapple has the same mass as 4 pears. 3 pears have the same mass as 6 plums. How many plums have the same mass as 3 pineapples?
Okay, can I write this whole, I'm gonna just write the whole thing, the full name. So one pineapple is equal to 4 pears, and 3 pears basically equals to 6 plums. And then how many plums? The question is asking, how many plums has the same mass as 3 pineapples equals how many plums? So we are given 2 equations and we need to figure out this third equation. So Serena, where did you go from here?
So, me, I just wanted to figure out 1 pear equals what? So my answer is 1 pear equals 2 plums.
Very good, Serena. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, so from the second equation, we can figure out 3 pears equals 6 plums. So 1 pear must be 2 plums. 6 divided by 3 is 2, right? So 1 pear weighs as much as 2 plums. And then how do we use, let me just say this is equations 3. Serena, how do we use equations 3? Then 1 pineapple, we know that 1 pineapple from equation 1 is 4 pears. And each pear is 2 plums. What do we do here? 4 times 2
equals 8.
8 plums. So 1 pineapple weigh as much as 8 plums. But the question is asking 3 pineapples. Then what do you do here?
Well, we just simply 3 times 8.
Very good. Equals 24 plums. Does everybody have 24? Yeah, a lot of people nodding. That's so good. Okay. Any questions so far before we move on to Thursday? Because Thursdays and Fridays problem, they're a little different, right? And they are like, they don't have word problems. They just give you all these equations. So I want to make sure that we are all comfortable with all these word problems before we move on. Any questions so far?
Instead of A and B and C, they switched into hearts and circles and diamonds.
Oh, yeah, you know, I was asking if you guys have any questions for Mondays through Wednesdays problem. If you don't, then we can move to Thursday and Friday. Guys, do you have any? Ethan Roberts, where did you go? Andrew, you have been really quiet. Andrew, what are you doing? Yeah?
Just watching everyone else do it.
Okay, let me grab Thursday's problem then, since we don't have any questions so far. Thursdays, okay? I like these equations, right? They just give like the relations to us and without really confusing you with the words. Actually, they're easier compared to the word problem, because for word problems, we have to extract the equations ourselves. So Thursdays and Fridays, we should move faster this time. Let's see. Who wants to, oh, Flora, did you raise your hand? Yes, very good. Flora, go ahead.
Find out what values heart and circle
Represent, okay.
So what I did was to try that a heart equals 8 and a circle equals 13. And
oh, you tried? Oh my God, Flora. So you tried to have like you're trying. Okay, so Flora said, so a heart maybe is 8 And then the circle maybe is 14, something like that, right, Flora?
I did that as well.
Yeah, so you guys, okay,
But
this is,
I have a
I mean, let me
different
say, this is
method.
very brave for you guys to try because there are so many possibilities, right? Like 2 shapes add up to 22. It's not 10 anymore, guys. If it's 10, you know, we can try 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6, 5, 5. It's 22. It's a little harder than 10. So, you know what? I would rather not do this. Let's observe. Let's first observe question 2. Okay, so question, I want to give you guys one piece of hint and then you take 1 more minute to think, okay? So question number 2, you see it's 2 hearts, then 3 circles. Can I write it into 1 heart, 1 circle, 1 heart, 1 circle, another circle equals 58? Observe, guys, we have exactly the same number of hearts. And I have exactly the same number of circles. All I did was to switch this circle to here. That's all I did. Any difference this time? What have you seen this time? Can we do something this time that actually you don't have to make a guess like this?
I have one that you don't have to make guess.
Okay, let's see. Jessie, how? Can you tell us what you did?
So there are 22. 1 heart and 1 circle equals 22.
Thank you so much, Jessie. So 1
And
heart
then
and 1
2
circle.
hearts and 2 circles equals 44.
Oh, that's so good. Yes.
And then,
Okay, guys, let's hold on, Jessie. Let me just say we need to bring first equation to the third. So we rewrite or we reorganized. Let's just say we did some reorganization. So we reorganized equation 2 into equation 3 to help us spot, right? Spot equation 1 from there. And then we bring 1 to 3. And that just becomes 22 plus 1 circle equals 58. Then Jessie, what do we do from here?
then you do 58 minus 44.
Okay, then we do 58 minus 44. That would give us 14, right, Jessie? So the circle is 14. Now from here, it's easy to figure out the heart because we know, and then we just say, now let's use equation 1. The heart and the circle together is 22. So now we know the circle is 14. Heart has become 22 minus 14. That's 8. Okay, Jessie, I'm so proud of you. That's so good. Yeah. So guys, you know, the trick here is don't be afraid to switch things around, right? When you see something like this, you're like, okay, I know a heart and a circle is 22. Now I know 2 hearts and 3 circles is 58. How am I going to use equation 1, this information, easily in equation 2? Let me switch them around, and so that they are organized in an easier or more recognizable form for me to use equation 1. And then that's exactly what we did. Look how easy it is without guessing, okay? Guessing is really, this with a big number. I mean, like I can tell you a heart, let's just say this is another extra information, is not extra information, an extra example. A heart and a circle, if it's like 101, how are you going to make all these pairs? There could be so many 50 different pairs that can give you this, right? So we don't want to guess in that kind of sense. So very good. I hope everyone can take a look and really master the second, not the second, but the, you know, Jessie's method here.
I use the exact same method.
Very good. Yep, that's exactly what I want you guys to do. Now Friday's problem. Let's see. Friday's problem is super hard. Gosh, this one is super hard.
There's a multiplication one. I had a
Yes.
problem. My mom had to help me.
Yeah, it's super hard. So Anyone wants to talk about this
My
one?
dad helped me.
Yeah, anyone who wants to talk about this one? Do I have anyone raising their hand? No? What about Ethan Song? You guys are so... Abigail, you are quiet as well. Actually, I don't
My
see...
dad helped me.
Yeah, your dad helped you. Serena again. Serena, you want to try this one? Ethan Roberts? Ethan Roberts? Okay, Ethan Roberts, why don't you try? Ethan Roberts.
How I solved it is this way.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
learned that heart equals 6.
Uh-huh.
Heart equals 6 circles.
Oh, okay. So Ethan Roberts said from equation 2. Okay, let's just do from equation. Oh, did I? Ah, I need to erase this. Let's erase equation. Have to spell the whole thing. Equation 2. Ethan Roberts said, now we know heart equals 6 circles. 6 circles. Okay. So I can say this is equation 3. Then what, Ethan Roberts?
Then I draw this heart times circle equals 54. And then I turned it equals 6 times circle equals 54.
Oh, so bring equation 3 into equation 1. So Ethan Roberts said, okay, heart times circle equals 54. Then we can do 6 circle times circle equals 54. Or you can write it out as 6 times circle equals 54, right, Ethan Roberts? Okay, then what do we do?
Then during that equation, I think I kind of figured out what circle equals.
What circle would be?
Circle would be 3.
Yes. So from here, basically we know circle times circle equals 54 divided by 6. That would be 9. Okay? Because what? 6 times 9 equals 54.
In
So
circle,
two same numbers, multiply them. Their product is 9. Give me that number. So basically it's that kind of a question, right? So two numbers, their product is 9. And these two numbers are the same number. Same number. What would that be? There's only one possibility.
3 times 3
Very
equals
good.
9.
So circle is 3. What about heart?
And I think I did 9 plus 9 equals 18.
Okay, so heart is 6 times, heart is 6, right? You said heart is 6 times circle. That would be 6 times 3 equals 18. Now how do we check? We can check. We can use, so you use the equation 2 to figure out heart. Now let's check with equation 1. So if you say heart is 18 and the circle is 3, would 18 times 3 be 54, guys?
Yes.
Very good. 18 times 3 is exactly 54. So you figured it out. So let me just say this is method 1. Do we have another method? I have another method. Method 1. Do we have another method? Yeah? So, okay, if you don't want to, let me give you my method. If you don't want to do what Ethan Roberts did, what you can do is you go directly from here. Okay, so we know that two numbers, their product is 54, and these two numbers are different. Okay, heart and circle, they're different. And we can go from here. We can basically say, what two numbers can give me 54, guys? It can be 1 times 54. It can be 2 times 27. It can be 3 times 18. And what else? And what else, guys? 6 times 9. Okay? So that's only 4 possibilities that we can work with. So possibility 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's check. Let's check. Can it be 1 and 54? It cannot, right? It cannot, because one number, these two numbers, one number has to be 6 times of the other number. So let's just check through them. What equation or what two numbers can satisfy equation 2 or equation 3 here? Is that one number is 6 times of the other number? Okay. Is 27 6 times of 2, guys?
No.
No. Is 18 6 times of 3?
Yeah.
Yes. Is 9 6 times of 6?
Nope.
No. So, I mean, basically, you can only work with this one. This is your only possibility. That is heart is 18 and circle is 3. And you can check. You can check again with both equation 1 and equation 2. And this would satisfy. Okay, so that's my method, right? Oh, I'm so proud of you. That's super, super hard. Okay, now we want to move on to your, let me write here, your unit test 3. So actually I want to write it here that we are, so this is my task number 1. That's your lesson. Can I just say task number 1? That's your lesson 6. And then we moved on to do your homework. So this is basically our last task number 3. Task number 2 is to do the homework. This is your homework 6. And now we want to, we're done with all of them. Now we're moving on to do your unit test 3. Okay. Unit test 3. Wow. I don't think we need to do all of the problems. For example, the first problem, let's see, that's a calculation, right? I'm basically going to give you the answer for that question. I'm just, using that first question as an example because we want to, move to the more difficult problems so that we don't really waste too much time on these easier ones. So for the easier ones, I'm just going to say the answer and then you check your answer, okay? So first question, what would the answer be? What's your number, guys? Let's see if you got this one right.
165.
Very good. Who said that? That was brave. Because usually when I ask what's your number, people are so silent. Okay, 165. That's absolutely correct. And that's all I need to say about that first question. We need to move on to the second. Now, this question is hard. And I definitely want someone to work with me on this one. Okay? So the second question, who wants to volunteer?
I can. I have a quick method.
You have a quick method. Okay.
Yeah.
So who was speaking? Was this
Kevin?
Okay, let's see. Kevin, what's your quick method?
So instead of immediately counting by 8 25 times, we can do 25 times 8 plus 5.
25 times 8 plus 5. Okay, so that's one equation. I can write it down here. So Kevin said, Kevin, let me put your name here. So Kevin said 8 times 25 plus what? What did you say? Plus 5.
Come on.
Kevin, what did you say? 8 times 25 plus 5? What's your answer?
Not the baby.
205.
205. Okay.
I have a different answer.
Okay. Ethan Song, what did you do?
So you actually do 24 times 8 plus 5.
Okay, let's see which one got the right. Okay, so now
Which is
Ethan Song said we need 8 times 24 plus 5, 196, did you say, or 7?
197.
Okay, so let's see who got this right. Okay, now the question said, Levi starts with the number 5, counts by 8, and this result in the following sequence. And so on, 5, 13, 21, and so on. What is the 25th number? Guys, we used to just work with like, what is the 10th number, right? In our lesson, we have like 10s or we have 7s. We have these smaller numbers. And now this is like 25ths. That's 25ths. That makes a huge difference. This is what I'm saying is that you guys need to get used to use equations, because when this number gets really big, the method that we used to do does not work anymore. Look, what we used to do is like this. We're like, okay, so this is my number. This is my sequence, right? This is my number sequence. And then we have the first number, the second number, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the seventh. We used to do this. We used to just write it out for all of so the numbers are here. This is a 5 and 13, 21, 29. And so we used to just do this. We're like, okay, everyone is gonna increase by 8. So the sixth number is gonna be 37 plus 8. That's what number would that be? 45? Would that be 45? And then plus another 8. What this number would be, guys? 53? Why are you guys so silent? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? I did.
I am so
61.
sorry because my
Okay.
power just went out.
Okay.
My power just went out.
So Kevin, you know, Ethan Robert, who did it? Oh, Ethan Song. So then the only difference between Kevin and Ethan was this multiplier, right? Should we multiply by 24 or 25? Okay, so let's see this. Let's just write this first 10 numbers out and we'll do the experiment. So between, right? So Flora, can you not make, guys, you know what? I really need to just go and make, I need to disable the annotation because I don't want you guys to write on my screen. Okay, all right, so now that's good. So for the first 10 numbers, how many 8 do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only have 9 of the 8, right? So we're just saying for the first 10 numbers, we only have, let's call these intervals, 9 intervals, right? So this is one interval, 2, 3. That means the distance between two numbers. We only have 9 intervals. So we would know for the first 25 numbers, there would be 24 of such intervals, right? So increasing by 8, starting 5. So for the 25th number, the equation to get to it is we start with 5 and we have 24 instead of 25. We have 24 of such spaces or intervals, differences, whatever you want to call it. So that would be 24 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 2 times 8 is 16. 192. 5 plus 192 equals 197. Okay, I have 197. How many of you got it right?
I did.
Yeah, Ethan sound very good. Andrew got it right. Yeah. Jesse got it right. Very good. Suhan, did you raise your hand too? Yeah, Jerry got it right. Very good. So this one is an extension from what we used to have. We used to just add them all up, like the first 10 number, and then we'll say 77, right? And now we're increasing that number to something that's, it would be really dumb to do something like this for 25ths, for the 25th number. So we use
I
that
have
equation.
another method.
Uh-huh. Jerry, you have another method. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What did you do?
the 25th equals 25 times 8 minus 7 equals 197.
So can you say that again? What did you do? So you said 8 times 25.
25 times 8
Yeah, 25 times 8
and minus 3.
and minus 3 equals 197. So you said, okay, so can you explain what you did, Jerry?
25 times 8 minus 3 equals
Yeah, you cannot
197.
just, you know, Jerry, you have to give us your thinking process. You cannot just give us an equation. Okay, I'll give you some time to think through that, and then we can come back if we have time. But we have to move on to this third problem. Guys, are you guys ready to talk about the third problem? This one is actually a question that we did before. We did exactly the same problem before in our homework. But this problem
This
is...
one equals 100.
Yeah, this one equals 1. Is it? Yeah, it is. I got 100. Oh, Jerry, you're so smart. Very nice.
Yes, 100.
So,
I got 100.
okay, everyone got
Me
100.
too.
But I want to tell you that this is exactly one of the questions that we did before. And the only difference is that we're now using a word problem to test your knowledge. Before, we're just giving you this equation. You know, I want to add up the first 10 even numbers. I want to add up the first 10 odd numbers, things like that. But this time it's like, okay, each row has, each row has 2 more than the row above it. So the first row has 1 star, the second has 3 star, the third has 5 star, the fourth has 7 star, and so on. So basically we are adding up the, so this is just like, what is the sum? Remember that question? What is the sum of the first 10 odd numbers? We did this exact question in our homework. What is the sum of the first 10 odd numbers? And this is exactly what we have here. Instead, they're just using these stars and then, you know, try to switch this into a word problem. But you know the trick. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. And what? 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. Should I stop? Guys, should I stop? Should I stop?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I need you guys to tell me that I need to stop. Okay, so basically we're like, what is this? What is the sum of this? And we have so many different ways to do it, right? I remember there's one, like we're doing the reverse sequence. We're doing, okay, I'm gonna just switch the beginning and the end, and I'm gonna do this.
You can use the rainbow.
Yeah, and then all of this pairs up to 20. Everything pair up to 20, and we have 10 pairs. So we're doing like 20 times 10 equals 200. But don't forget, if you're using this method, you have to always divide that number by 2 because you are only asked to add up the first sequence. You are not asked to add up the second sequence, right? So the answer should be 100. Or you can do what? Or you can do the rainbow method, which is I'm pairing up. Yeah, I'm pairing up all of these. And then there are 5 pairs of 20. So that would be 20 times 5 equals 100. That's why I'm saying, you know, I'm not gonna spend too much time. This is something that we did before with many methods. I just want to bring your guys' attention that sometimes an old question can appear in a new you know, in a new clothes, and you would have to remember that we have done it before, and you would have to just extract that information, and nothing is too difficult. Okay, so now moving on to the fourth problem. Wow, it's another of these fruit problems. Gosh.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, who wants this? Maybe this time I'll draw. Because I think it's easier to draw a banana than a strawberry. Okay, who wants to talk about problem 4? Question number 4. Let me see. Abigail, Yunyi, you guys have been really, really quiet. Andrew, how about Andrew?
I'll answer this the second one after this one.
Who is this?
Abigail.
Abigail wants to answer the next one after this one. Okay, then who wants this question? Jerry, Serena, who else? Yunyi, you want to try this one? No? No? Okay. So Jerry, go ahead. Jerry, read the question to us.
At the fruit stand, an apple and a pear cost 25 cents. A pear and a banana cost 19 cents. And an apple and a banana cost 16 cents. Alex buys one apple, one pear, and one banana. How much does Alex spend in cents?
Okay, so I'm just going to write this one out. So I'm going to say one apple and one pear, that would cost 25 cents, right? And then one pear and one banana,
16 cents.
that would be 19 cents. Then one apple and one banana is 16 cents. So we have 3 equations. Okay, we have 3 equations. Now the question is, Alex buys one apple, one pear, and one banana. And how much would cost Alex to buy each of one fruit, each of one kind? Okay, so remember we did something very, very similar. We were using these shapes, and I said, you know, they pair these two up and then give you all these individual 3 equations, and then ask you like about all 3. And we need a way to combine all of the information in those separate 3 equations so that we have everything in one place, right? We did that. Can we do the same? Jerry, what did you do? Jerry, what did you do?
Okay, so I just tried.
Yeah. So let's see who. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 1 more minute. Did you guys do it? First of all, did you guys do the problem? Jessie said yes.
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, you guys did it. Okay,
I
Serena.
did it.
Yeah, Serena, you want to explain what you did? How do we combine all the information? How do we put all of them in one place?
Like an automation to so I just looked at the equations and so what if the equals all the equals together equals all the fruits together equals the same total.
Okay. So Serena said we put all 3 together. So I'm gonna put equations 1, 2, and 3 together. Okay, so how do we do that? We're basically just combine the left Okay, and then combine the right. So I'm just gonna do 1 apple. Okay, again, I'm gonna use letters here. Okay, 1 apple and 1 pear. So that's my first part. And then moving on to 1 pear and 1 banana. And then moving on to 1 apple and 1 banana. So that's my left side. Now, right side, 25 cents, 19 cents, and 16 cents. So put 3 equations all together. Okay, now let's see. How many apples do we have here? Versus how many pears do we have here? Versus how many bananas do we have here? So we have 2 apples, 2 pears, and 2 bananas. This is my left side. Equals 25. Let's do 25 plus 19. That's 14. And then 3. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 plus 1 is 3. 110 here. That's 44. Now 44 times, I'm sorry, 44 and 16. That's 10. And this is 6. So that's 60 cents. Okay, on the right side, I have 60 cents. Now, 2 apples, 2 pears, and 2 bananas together is 60 cents. The question is asking 1 apple and 1 pear and 1 banana equals. How do we do? Okay, from here, how do we get to the question? How do we actually answer the question from what we have? Let me say this is equation 4. Anyone? Anyone? Let me see. Who knows? I have, yeah? So 2 apples, 2 pears, and 2 bananas is 60 cents.
I know.
Who was this? Who was this? Was this Kevin again?
Yeah, I know.
How about Andrew? Andrew, you have been really quiet, not just today and last time. Did you actually do your homework?
Yeah, I have it all over here, but like I'm just like really tired.
That's not good, Andrew. You said that last time. Why are you so tired?
I don't know. I like to
Okay.
wake up in the middle of the night, I guess.
Okay. All right. So, Kevin, did you say you know how to do it?
Yes, it's 30. Because
So
there's 2 of each, so you can divide
2 of each.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Divide
It's 2 of
2, so you
each.
can,
And we
yeah.
need 1 of each, right? Now we need
Yeah.
1 of each. So we basically just do 60 divided by 2. So it's 30 cents. I know what you guys are trying to get. You're trying to get to know how much does each one. So you're basically your strategy. A lot of students are trying to figure out how much does 1 apple cost? How much does 1 pear cost? How much does 1 banana cost? There is a way to do it, but not at your level. So at your level, we just need to focus on the question. What is the question asking? The question is asking collectively, all together, 1 of each. How much does that cost? And if we can answer that question, we're done. Right? And without knowing how much 1 apple would cost, how much 1 pear would cost, and versus how much 1 banana would cost. So we stop here, 30 cents. Okay, guys? Now, do we still have time for Abigail's question? Maybe we do. Abigail, go ahead.
We have 1 last minute.
We have 1 last minute. That's right. Abigail, where's Abigail? Abigail
Yeah,
says she
about
wants...
1, but there's like 2. Okay, yeah, 1.
Yeah, so Abigail, go ahead.
Okay.
So the Tiana question, right? Tiana question. Abigail?
Tina is 4 years older than her sister. When Tina turned 7 years old, her mother was 35 years old. How old was her mother when her sister was born?
Okay, what did you do? It's an age problem, right? We call this as age problem.
Tina is right now 7 years old, and her little sister is 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom right now is 35 years old. So her sister
Okay.
was born 3 years ago. So 35 minus 3 equals 32. So when her little sister was born, her mother was 32 years old.
Okay, very good. So basically, right now, Tiana is 7, sister is 3, mom is 35. And 35 minus 7 equals what? 28. That's mom was 28 years old when she had Tiana. And the mom was 35 minus 3 equals 32 years old when she had her sister. So the question was asking about sister, not Tiana. Okay, 32. So it's an easy problem. Okay.
The time's
So
up now. 12.
I thought I got it wrong, but it's actually I was actually
32.
correct.
Did you guys do 32?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the
Wait,
easy one,
I
right?
didn't-
So
I
we had
didn't
time.
really- Yep, I didn't really
We'll run
understand,
late.
but I just can I ask you is this an equation for it? 7 minus 4 equals 3, and then 35 minus 3 equals 32. I did that. No.
Yeah, so either way, I mean, you can figure out, some students would figure out, okay, what is the difference between Tiana and sister? That's 4 years, right? So Tiana is 4 years older than the sister. And when Tiana turned 7 years old, her mom was 35 years old. Then her mom is basically 20 years older than Tiana. So Tiana is 4 years older than sister, and mom is 20 years older than Tiana. And mom then is 32 years older than her sister. 28 plus 4 equals 32. So either way, you can use addition or you can use subtraction, but you basically we need to have 32 years as the answer. Okay, so that was an easy one, guys. So next time I am going to give you today, actually, I'm going to give you the final exam and you do it at home. And next class is our last class for this semester, which is going to be very, very hectic. I'm going to finish off all of the rest of the question